Hi, I'm Mert, and I'm an Altaholic. Welcome back to Altaholics Achievements. It's the World of Warcraft challenge series where I finally start rolling new characters and actually finish some content. I'm going through every single expansion and finishing every achievement in this expansion. The end goal, of course, is to have all achievements complete on my account that are available.
Alright.
On the last episode of Altaholics Achievements, we have fully completed every single quest in the Eastern Kingdoms. This has netted us the Eastern Kingdoms Law Walking Achievement. Originally, I thought to myself that this would be the longest part of the series. Going through every single zone, ensuring I have every single quest done, in relation to the achievements of course, and then completing whatever is left. Well, let me tell you, the quest part was the easiest thing to navigate. The rest of the challenge was a lot more nuanced and I had to think about it a lot more. So let me go through my thinking behind the rest of the achievements for Eastern Kingdoms. Exploration is obviously self-explanatory and why I have gone along with the quests and the law walking, so we won't worry about that too much. But what really caught me off guard in this challenge, what achievements belonged to what expansion, and I'll explain what that means right now. When you are looking at your achievement list, and you're looking at the Eastern Kingdoms, or the Classic, or whatever filters you have on, there will be some things that don't match in the map as they do in the achievements list. A really good example of this is some of the dungeons do not pop up in my Classic dungeon list. There's a very simple reason for this that took me a little bit of time to figure out. That's because those dungeons were redone during Cataclysm. There was some redone during Mists of Pandaria. You'll see here there's an achievement in our Classic list for pet battles within Stratholme itself. Well, my only problem with that is it requires me to leave my expansion, go to a different area or continent to then start the quest to get me to Stratholme. Well, I can't do that. I'm locked to my expansion. So you'll notice a few of these in the list will not be achievable right now. Not to say they won't be done in the future, because of course my goal is to do every single achievement, but you will see some in this list not be completed purely for the fact that I cannot complete them. Another great example of this is when you look at the Eastern Kingdoms, you can see that Relics of a Fallen Empire and Wards of the Dread Citadel are there as well. Well, Relics of the Fallen Empire expects me to head all the way to Zandalar, and as an Alliance character, a very difficult thing to do, especially when you haven't done any quests in that expansion. Wards of the Dread Citadel are exactly the same. Okay, I did the first part of the mission, which requires me to actually go to Scholomance, the old version, which was hard to unlock. And then you expect me to go to Next Remus, which is not in the Classic areas as well. So, as you can see, there are a few things that we have to watch out for here. And we'll explain while some of the list is not fully complete, because I can't actually get there. At Stratholme, you will see that there is a feat of strength for the Death Charger's Reigns. I have tried to do this. I think I've run it about 30 to 40 times. Haven't got the reins yet. This is something that will just take time. So I will get it done, but it is not needed for this expansion's completion because it is a feat of strength. Finally, there is one quest that I will not do on this character in this video because it is just not possible. And that is Insane in the Membrane. I can't do it on this character, it's not possible, and that's purely because I've already sort of soft locked myself. I won't be able to get the Goblin rep back because I've already completed a bunch of the quests due to the Eastern Kingdoms challenge. So another character will be completing Insane in the Membrane. So I hope that this explanation and these few minutes of trying to get it through my own head out to all of you makes sense. I have done a lot of thinking, a lot of Googling, a lot of brainstorm, a lot of research, a lot of wowhead to get to the point that I'm at. I understand that there are some things that I just cannot do right now, but I will get done eventually. So what does that mean for the future characters? Well, very simply, once we unlock the next expansion that requires this, such as BFA, our friend Prometheus will travel to that destination and complete that quest for us. We're only locked for the expansion that we're currently in. Right now is Classic. I can only do Classic, but once I unlock BFA, I can do BFA content with Prometheus if it's in regards to an Eastern Kingdoms challenge. It's all confusing, but it's all self-imposed rules that I think is really fun. This is the way I want to play the game. I like thinking about it a bit extra. I like putting rules in to make it sort of concise and fun, and this is the way I'm playing. Without further ado, let us get into the end of this challenge and every single achievement that I completed. I want to explain them all to you right now. Roll the... I don't have an intro, but let's go. So let us go all the way back to the start of the video where I talked about exploration. It's something I very basically did when I did every single quest. I make sure I fly around. And when you saw the quest videos, you would have seen that in those zones, I completed all of the exploration. It's not really hard, but what you didn't know or didn't see is there's other zones that require exploration. And hopefully, I'm clever enough to have put them in the background now, and you could be seeing these explorations. I've done them all, they're all ticked off, tick, and we've even gotten that extra achievement that tells us we've done it all. Alright, on to next on the list. When it comes to the exploration of the entire continent, another part is the pets. Or, more specifically, to all the squirrels I've loved before. It's where you have to run around and love all the pets. Well, I've done this, but there's something you need to know about it. As you would see in this footage, some of it is actually in Kalimdor. It was only the Barons, so I only had to do a little hop skip, but I did technically leave. So yes, you can have a go at me in the comments. Tell me I'm a terrible person and need to start this all again. I will never, but you can tell me that. Comments are always good. Alright, next, let's do some more pet stuff. So in regards to pets, Eastern Kingdoms Safari. Catch every battle pet in Eastern Kingdoms. Well, let me tell you one thing. Some of these I can't do. The Restless Shadeling I will do when I'm awake at 12 AM in the morning. But the Undercity Rat, I need a Horde character for it. I can't do it without. And the Seagull doesn't spawn in Stormwind anymore, so I need to find that elsewhere. I've done everything else as you can see, but I am missing one, and it won't change for a while. So we'll have to call this one not complete, unfortunately. But as you can see here in this list, I'll throw up all the ones I have completed for pet battles. I think I did a really good job. I'm really happy with where it's gone and how well I've done pet battles, and some of my pets are doing great. So, you know, whatever, that's fun. Next on the list, let's talk about one thing that I probably should not have done, because technically it's really not part of the classic experience or achievements at all, but it was in the list. So me being me, without actually knowing much about where it sits in the timeline of World of Warcraft, I just did this one. Reclamation of Gilneas. It's the Gilneas storyline, and it's really good. I really enjoyed it. You can see here in the background I'm playing it. I was thoroughly enjoying it. Until someone mentioned to me that it's a Dragonflight quest line halfway through doing it. Well, it was on my list, so I just did it anyway. This is what I was talking about earlier, when things are just confusing and they seem to be in the wrong spots. But I did it, I got my little wolf, which is cool, and I did the achievement. So, too bad, so sad. We continue anyway. One of the things that I really had to wrap my hand around was the dungeons, as I mentioned earlier. Especially the raids. In Classic, the raids were done differently. Now that Kata's out, they've changed a lot. Some aren't raids anymore, some are still raids, some are legacy raids. There's some dungeons you unlock through specific trials. There's a whole bunch of different stuff. It's actually really interesting, and I really enjoy the fact that they made it this way. Scholomance especially, it is hidden behind the current Scholomance, but you have to get a toy, and that toy takes a really long time to get. We'll go through that a little bit later, but for now, it's the dungeons. So I went through all of the dungeons. The Dead Mine, Shadowfang Keep, Stormwind Stockade, Gnomeregan, all of those ones. There were a few that I completed that were technically on the Cataclysm list, but I just did them anyway. Went all the way down to Molten Core and Blackwing Lair. Now, I want to say right from the bat, this was great. I really enjoyed revisiting these old dungeons. There was one a while ago, one of my first streams, that actually tried to solo one of the dungeons. I nearly did it, didn't quite get there, but it was a really fun experience. So, let's look at the memory of Scholomance. You have to perform a ritual with Eva's journal. Now, when you look at this originally, you go, okay, let's go get Eva's journal and let's just kill a boss, get it done. Well, no. It's not that simple. This is single-handedly the hardest achievement I've gotten so far. Because it took me literal weeks. I think it took 3.5 weeks for me to complete this achievement. Because there is a toy that you must get. It is called Krastanov's Bag of Horrors. Now you think, fine, let's go get this bag, everything will be happy. No. You can only get this boss to spawn on Heroic, which is fine. I one-shot everything anyway. The problem with the boss only spawning on Heroic is you can only run it once a day per character. I only have one character at this stage able to access this. I can only do this once a day. The spawn rate on this boss is so low, it took me 3 weeks of continuously doing this once a day. I've read on Reddit and all sorts of forums that it's taken people 2 to 3 months on multiple alts at times. But the day that I did get him to spawn, I wasn't even recording because it was just part of my daily ritual at this stage. So anyway, as you can see, we've picked up after he's yelled out and carried on, and we've gone to kill him. Now for anyone that wants to do this, please know that you are doing it right. Heroic, run it, kill the bone guy, and the guy will shout out. You will notice when he appears because he will yell really loud. But once you do it for a long time, you feel like you're doing it wrong. Anyway, those people, you're doing it right, keep going. We kill this dude. You get his little bag of horrors. And then you have to follow the rest of the quest line. It's a bunch of fetch quests. You just have to have Wowhead open and actually help you. I would not have found any of this without actual guides. Anyway, you get all of that done and you unlock Old Scholomance. Go through that, kill everyone. You finally get the achievements required. Despite it being long-winded and frustrating, I really enjoyed it. And I thought this was wonderful. So if you haven't done it, give it a crack. It's a good little learning experience. So we've got that one done. And then we go through and complete the rest. It was really good learning because I had to figure out the Blackwing Lair, the upper lower spires, MC that is within a dungeon itself. It was all really fascinating. So go and do it yourself. If you haven't done these dungeons before, haven't got the achievements, do it yourself because it's fun to learn. I will admit that. One of the last things we need to talk about here is reputation. Now, the Ambassador of the Alliance. It's a really simple reputation grind. But I am locked to classic dungeons. If I could go to the Botanica in TBC, I would, because that's so much faster. But no, I was stuck in Stratham, and I did Stratham roughly 500 times. You only get a really, really small amount of reputation per kill. Even with the Dark Moon Fair buff, it's still tiny. So I ran it, and I ran it, and I ran it again. Eventually, I finally achieved Exalted in Darnassus, Gilneas, Ironforge, Exeter, No More Again, and Stormwind. Now, most of these were pumped up because of all the quests I did, but I still had to grab a tabard, run through the dungeon a million times, and eventually complete it. But I did complete it. While I was running this dungeon, don't you worry, I was also completing my other achievement. And that was the Argent Dawn achievement. I had to earn the Exalted status with Argent Dawn. It simply means running Stratham with a certain quest continuously over and over and over again until you complete that. It's not even a daily, it's just a repeatable quest. Enough times to gain the rep from it. So I did that again, and I completed the Argent Dawn. Finally, Hydraxian Waterlords. As simple as running MC a million times, making sure I don't kill the bosses so I can go out and reset it. Again, really simple, but it takes time. I did that, all the reputation complete. I'm going to run through with you live everything that we've done, and we're going to go through the entire list of our achievements, what we've completed, why I haven't completed certain ones, so you know exactly where we're at. But this is it for Brometus. I'm so excited to announce that. Here we go. Welcome back for the final time this season. Brometus is completus. It was awful, but I'm sticking with it. We have done every achievement we can do in the Eastern Kingdoms on one character while region locked. We've obviously missed out on a few things, but they're things we can't really control. I want to look at where we're at right now. Eastern Kingdoms quests are all complete. We've gone through that. Excellent. In the exploration section as well, we look at the Eastern Kingdoms. There's the 2 we cannot do. The rest is complete. If we go to our dungeons and raids in Classic, there are a few of the ones that I had to fix up, like doing the Scholomance ones, because we had to get the toy to go back. And then the rest that are on Eastern Kingdoms are complete. Every single one we are complete now. Killing 5 players on Horde each city below, that's going to be a difficult one. We're just going to have to figure that out. Stormwind as well has the same thing. We're going to have to figure that out. Field Photographer, we've done what we can do for that one. The ones in red are time locked, so we cannot complete those. Lordaeron is an Ouroboros quest. We cannot do that one. And as you can see, we're going down the list and we're actually doing it. Insane in the Membrane, something I can't do right now and won't do right now. A Vast Yamrel, also something we will do, but it's a feat of strength, so don't have to do it right now. And player versus player, we will work on that as well in our PvP character. And there we are complete. We've done everything we possibly can with the zones. Dungeons, again, it's the same thing we went through before. Raids, same thing we went through before. And the Dragon Races, we have done the Eastern Kingdoms, pet battles as well. We've gone through it all. As you can see here, it's all complete. We're done. Brometus can now be retired. Now, what does that mean for Brometus to be retired? Well, very simply...
What do we do now? What do you mean? Now we can finally play the game. Oh yeah.
It's really exciting. I'm keen to explore Midnight and all it has to offer, but only on Brometus. Brometus will also do other things like professions. We'll have videos where he pops in and he does extra stuff, as well as the rest of the characters as we introduce them all. Speaking of new characters, it's time for us to roll our new character. I won't do it this video though. That will be reserved for our new season to be launched. But if you want to see what happens in our new seasons and everything that's currently happening, including our Legion content, which I'm working on currently due to Legion Remix, check out our streams. Jump into our Discord. This is the plug for all of the extra socials that I have. Jump into all of those and be a part of something special. Because we're building and it's really fun so far. That's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate all of you and your time. Please remember to subscribe. I don't ask it often. I don't do the call to action often. So take this as your call to action right now. Give us a little sub, a comment, a like. It really helps. I've had an amazing response from everyone in the community for this season. I thank you all so much for your time. I will be making a supercut of this one within the next week or two, so get ready for the big, long 2-hour version of Brometus and his conquests. But again, I thank you all. Have the best time, and remember, it's never too late to roll another alt. I'll see you next time.